for the top news across the campus of Marshall University. In the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications, JMC-TV presents MU Report.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for this 5th edition of MU Report Fall 2023. I'm Johnathan Edwards.
And I'm Luke Hamilton. MU Report is a student-produced newscast of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Marshall University. And we create content within an organization called JMC-TV. You can catch this broadcast anytime on YouTube. Now, our lead story. It's spooky season, and that means the annual tradition around here, fondly referred to as the Pumpkin House, is maybe the most popular road trip for Marshall students right now. If you don't know what the Pumpkin House is, take a look.
About 20 years ago, I got an invitation from the Martha Stewart Show to appear in New York on her program. I told them I can't do that. They wanted to do it like 2 days before Halloween. I said, we'll be finishing up, I can't do it. So as a consolation prize, they sent me a beater. It looks like a mixer beater with a long stem. In her honor, we named that the Marthanator, and we used the Marthanator back there to really scoop the hard pumpkins.
People travel across the tri-state and the country to see the pumpkin extravaganza. Rick says the pumpkins he designs by hand all have a story behind them.
To annoy my neighbors, we have a group of about 30 to 50 cats that human voices acting like cats sing God Bless America and other favorites, and it goes on until dawn, so I'm sure my neighbors love me.
The cat choir Rick describes has even played a role in drawing a reaction out of some people who pass through to catch a glimpse of the house. This is especially true when the pumpkins are designed to mimic presidential candidates.
A cat choir jumped in and sang God Bless America. Well, the first time we set that up, a lady with a Trump t-shirt came around the corner, and I thought, she's going to pull a pistol out of her purse and shoot me. And I said, I hope this doesn't offend you, ma'am. And she looked at them both and she said, are you kidding? They're both pumpkin heads. So I survived that one.
Last year, Rick says someone came by to smash the pumpkin resembling President Joe Biden. This year, he has a plan in place to prevent that.
This year, I'm going to make 2 Bidens, and if one gets smashed, I'll replace him with another.
Another fond memory about the pumpkin house involves a student who volunteered to carve for an unusual purpose.
He had flunked a test, and his professor said, if you volunteer for 3 hours at the pumpkin house, I'll give you 10 points. And I looked at him and I said, you know what? It's great to have you here. I appreciate your help, but next time it would be a lot easier to study.
The Pumpkin House welcomes students and members of the community to stop by and enjoy the decor surrounding Rick and all his hard work in preparation for this year's display. Luke Hamilton, MU Report.
For the last 25 years, there has been one spot on Marshall University's campus where students convene to conduct research, check out books, and study. Drinko Library turns 25 this year and remains a cornerstone of the campus.
In a digital age, physical libraries have often been pushed to the wayside. That is not the case at Marshall University, where the John Deaver Drinko Library continues to be a place of quiet productivity for students.
I think Drinko's still relevant because it provides a quiet place for me to study with my laptop.
Yeah, and it gives me a nice environment where I can be alone and focus on my schoolwork.
Drinko Library is home to countless books, many exhibits, and presentations. Above all else, however, students utilize the library mostly for one reason: the study center.
The latest I've been here for at Drinko has been 2:30 in the morning because I was working on a speech for communications.
Offering bizarre hours around the clock almost every day, it's a busy student's best friend.
The latest I've been here was for a geology assignment. This was around like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was about igneous structures.
Since 1998, Drinko Library has been a common place for all students to read, research, and enjoy. Johnathan Edwards, MU Report.
With the end of the semester approaching, students had a chance to smash a member of the Gord family. As Emma Johnson reports, pumpkins became the target for students to relieve some stress.
The 4th annual Pumpkin Smash held by Housing and Residence Life took over campus as students gathered to write their stressors on pumpkins and then smash them. Never! As pumpkin guts flew, the stress students were feeling disappeared.
I wanted to go to a rage room for a little bit, and I know there's one in Huntington, or not in Huntington, but in Barbersville, and I haven't been able to go, but this was pretty good.
It was so much fun and definitely a stress relief.
By smashing one of everyone's favorite fall decorations, students were also able to connect with each other.
This is something that you can only experience here and now, and draws a kind of enriches your story while you're here, I feel.
Despite being covered in pumpkin guts, students have had a blast smashing pumpkins. Emma Johnson, MU Report.
That's all the time we have for this edition of MU Report. Our director is Emma Gallus, and our executive producer is Dr. Christopher Swindell, our instructor. Our newscast content is generated by us, students of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. MU Report is a television lab, and we're glad you're watching. You can always catch this newscast on YouTube, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at JMC_TV for all updates. I'm Luke Hamilton.
And I'm Johnathan Edwards. Have a great day.